Hello, good evening. My name is Brianna Bear, the Beauty Biz CFO, and I wanted to go live to talk about the top 3 reasons why all beauty professionals should be working with an accountant this tax season. Okay, so if you are a salon owner, you're a spa owner, you're a suite owner, even if you are a booth renter or an independent contractor and you are in the beauty industry, I want to talk about the top 3 reasons why you should work with an accountant this tax season. Okay, so number 1, there are a lot of tax updates and changes. And the last thing that you want to do is, if you aren't up to date with what is going on, and you end up filing your taxes and not including the right things, such as, for instance, if you have children and you have received any advanced child tax credit, there's a letter that you're going to be receiving in the mail from the IRS. So if you file your taxes prior to receiving that letter and you don't put the correct information, you're going to end up having to amend your taxes, okay? Even when it comes to the stimulus information, if you file your taxes before you get certain letters from the IRS, you may have to end up amending your taxes, okay? So you definitely want to work with an accountant because there are a lot of changing. So it would save you money by just doing your taxes right the first time, okay? So number 2, why you should be working with an accountant this season is because the number 1 mistake that I see with beauty professionals is they leave so much money on the table when it comes to filing your tax return. So a little bit about our process. What we do with each of our tax clients is we actually provide you a list of over 100 tax deductions that you're eligible for as a beauty professional. So we want to make sure that any money that you've spent, that it is actually allocated on your tax return to reduce the amount of money that you owe to the IRS. Okay, so you want to be working with someone that is knowledgeable in what you do for your business and how you spend your money. Okay, and number 3, you want to make sure that you have someone that is going to file your return according to the goals that you have. For example, I cannot tell you how many times I have received clients that tried to buy a home, but prior tax preparers were just focused on writing everything off. Well, guess what? They tried to qualify for a house and it looked like they made no money, right? So everyone has different goals. If your ultimate goal is to pay less money in taxes, that's perfectly fine. We can do that. But always ask, what are your goals for the next 2 to 3 years? Are you looking to qualify for a home? Any additional funding? Because depending on how you file your return, that can definitely make or break you. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are having someone to prepare your taxes according to your goals. Do not go to run to the cheapest person. Okay, I'm trying to tell you, this is a warning. I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so for tax season, beauty professionals, 3 tips for working with an accountant. Why you want to make sure you work an accountant in this tax season. There's a lot of updates. There's a lot of tax law updates that is going on, and you need to stay abreast to that, okay? Number 2, you don't want to leave any money on the table, all right? You can easily miss any deductions or credits that you may qualify for. And number 3, you want to make sure that your return is filed according to the goals that you have within the next 2 to 3 years, not just right now, okay? So if you're looking for some more information on just taxes in general, you want to be educated prior to having your return filed, go ahead and click the link in my bio on January 24th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be doing a live training via Zoom where we're going to go over everything taxes. It's called Where Beauty Meets Taxes webinar. So go ahead and click the link in my bio and click on that first link and go ahead and join so that you can get the information that you need. You can get educated prior to completing your return. We're going to go over everything taxes. There will be no question left unanswered, okay? And it's also going to be recorded. So if you happen to miss it, you'll also get the replay and we can follow up with any questions that you have, okay? Also, if you're like, you know what? I don't really want to know anything, but I still need help with getting my tax return filed, then definitely go ahead. There's another link in my bio. Go ahead and click on that link to schedule your Beauty Biz CFO Best Fit chat. And we'll go over our process for completing your tax return. We'll send you the links to our secure portal so that we can go ahead and get you started. So if you are catching this replay or you're on this live now, go ahead and drop any questions that you may have in regards to tax season. I'm going to be going live over the next 30 days several times because it is my mission to get information out there for beauty professionals. But I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this Where Beauty Meets Taxes webinar. I'm going over every single thing that you ever thought when it comes in regards to taxes. I'm also going to be going live tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time to go over what we're going to be talking about during the webinar. This webinar is not just for tax season. We're going to be going over how to get prepared for tax season, but we're going to also be going over some things when it comes to what we need to know throughout the year. Okay, so this webinar is to educate you as a business owner. All right, so bring your questions. When you sign up for the webinar, you're going to get an email. It's going to ask you to fill out a form. The form tells me what questions you have. I know what we need to discuss, but I don't want to leave any questions unanswered. So it's your time. Webinar is for you. So you can dictate what you need to get all the answers that you need. Okay, so I definitely want to cover everything. We're going to be going live tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time to go over more detail what we're going to be talking about. So you have any questions, we definitely would love to serve you. If you're looking for a tax preparer, go ahead and click the link in the bio and schedule chat for us to talk to figure out how to move forward. Also, go ahead and click the first link for the Where Beauty Meets Taxes webinar so that you can get all these gems that you need, okay? We do not want to pay. We want to pay our fair share to Uncle Sam, but we don't want to pay him too much, okay? So listen. Okay, so what's the question? I have a question. What happens if a beauty professional has not filed any self-employment tax for 2021? Will they pay money when they file their return and pay a penalty? So make a list of questions before the webinar. Yeah, so the question that you asked in 𝐇𝐞𝐲 Consulting, what happens if a beauty professional has not filed any self-employment tax? Are you meaning the quarterly tax? So you're just saying you haven't paid any federal or any state tax throughout the year and you want to know, will there be any penalties when you file your tax return? We're going to go over that in the webinar. But the question to that is, if you owe at tax time more than $1,000, you can get a penalty imposed, okay, for not actually filing, the quarterly tax. So yes, as a business owner, if you predict to owe over $1,000, you're supposed to be making a quarterly tax payment, okay? If you don't make that quarterly tax payment, the IRS can certainly, and the state can certainly impose a penalty, okay? So we're going to be going over that in the webinar as well. I want to make sure that we go over everything taxes, like you need to know everything. So make a list of questions before the webinar. Yes, so what you can do is there's going to be a form for you to fill out. Tell me what those questions are in the form so that we already know what questions you have. We can kind of go ahead and just jump right on in. We don't want to waste any time, okay? So, yeah. So let me know all the questions that you have prior to the webinar via that form. Once you sign up, you'll get an email. So once you check your email, once you sign up, you check your email, there'll be a link. There's actually 2 links, okay? That second link is going to be a link to the form. So make sure you give me all your questions there. And I'm so excited. I'm really excited. I get so many questions about taxes. And honestly, I'm just my goal this year is to just educate. And also at the end of the webinar, we're going to have some goodies. So yes, I am Blowout Babes Bubbles. I'm excited to see you at the webinar. Yes, make sure you let me know any questions you have and chat back tomorrow at noon or anytime after for the replay, because I'm going to be going over some more details about the webinar. So thank you guys so much for joining. And again, if you have any questions after this and you're catching the replay, go ahead and drop them in the comment. And also share this with other beauty professionals. Okay, each one, teach one. All right. Talk to you soon. See you tomorrow at noon.